Right, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another live feed on Shot Mr. YouTube channel, man. Let's get into it, man. It's gonna be a great one. I'm starting a part 3 series, a 3-part series on the rise and fall of the Black R&B British groups. Because there was a time when I was growing up as a kid in the 80s, man. You used to have these videos, man. I think it was on Video Soul, Video Music Box, FiveStar. Those who know what that group's about, that's a group that really made their mark. They came up in the early 80s. They were formed in 1983. They were a British pop group. No, they were a family group. Stedman, Lorraine, Denise, Doris, Delroy, Pearson. But they had a great run for 4 years. For a 4-year stretch, they were one of the best groups out there. Even including like the Black American R&B groups, like New Edition, Ready for the World, or any groups that was out at the time, Cameo. They hold their own against any group in R&B or it's pop. You know what I'm saying? They're just as good. There's a lot of groups that I can mention on top of my head, but they were just as good. And from 1985 to 1988, FiveStar had 4 top 20 albums and 15 top 40 singles in the UK. Let that sink in. This group was a powerhouse. They were a powerhouse of the highest order. And that's why I wanted to do a part series on this group, because I remember that group. They're part of my era, growing up as a kid in the 80s, born in the late 70s, grew up in the 80s and seeing them on video. Central casting, it was like, a version of the Jackson 5, but the only difference is you got a lot of females in the group than men. You got Doris, Denise, and Lorraine, and 2 male guys, Stedman and Pearson, Delroy Penson. There were no 2 guys in the group. Matter of fact, one of the members passed away last year. Stedman Pearson was born in 1964. He passed away age 60 in London. Again, these part of the British groups overseas. That's why this is about the British R&B groups. So that's where he was born in England, and he died in London and in England, unfortunately, age 60. Yeah, he did his thing, man, with this group. I know he passed. He did. He had diabetes. So that's why I wanted to come out and start this series on this group, FiveStar, because they were a great group. They were one of the great groups of all time. And again, rest in peace to Stedman and Pearson. This group was a powerhouse, man. If you remember at that time how great this group was. This was a great group. Let's say it, man. They were doing their thing. They was on top of the world with their music. Plus, in 1986, FiveStar received a Grammy Award nomination for Best Rhythm and Blues Instrumental Performance category for Pearson's composition First Avenue. It was the B-side of FiveStar's first hit single, All Fall Down. So they were doing their thing, man. 4 top 20 albums and 15 top 40 singles in the UK. They had top 10 hits all over the place, whether it be System Addict in 1986, Can't Wait Another Minute, 1986. I remember that song, Can't Wait Another Minute. That was a video. Can't Wait Another Minute. Then you got Find the Time in 86, Rain or Shine in 1986, Stay Out My Life in 1987, The Slightest Touch in 1987. They won the 1987 Brit Award for Best British Group. That's how great this group was. This group was on fire. On fire, man. They were doing their thing. Another one was Let Me Be the One. Yep. I remember that one. It was in 1985. Their first album was Luxury of Life. That's the first album. And it came out in the summer of 1985. The album peaked at number 12 in early 1986. Spent a total of 70 weeks in the UK albums charts. They were platinum in October 1986. They sold over 300,000 copies in the UK. They charted in the United States, peaking at number 57. They're doing their thing, man. Classic stuff, classic materials. And also, they had different contributors for the album, like Nick Martinelli from Philly. He did some production with members of Loose Ends, or in London by Steve Harvey. So they had various, producers doing their thing for the group. This group was a great group. Let Me Be the One. I remember that. That song. That was in '85. Let Me Be the One. That was a classic, masterpiece. Whatever you want to call it, man. That was something that was a big time record. Yep. Great group. That was their first album. Then they came out in '86. See, what's Systematic? Was Systematic on it? Yeah, that's part of Luxury of Life. Let's see, let's get to the new material. Yeah, Can't Wait Another Minute. I remember this one. Can't Wait Another Minute. That was off their second album, Silk and Steel. Can't Wait Another Minute. That came out 40 years ago, August the 18th. Now, this album was the group's best-selling album, reaching #1 in the UK. It was also successful in France, Germany, Australia, Netherlands, Switzerland, and the United States. It was less successful than their first album, Luxury of Life, peaking at number 80, but this was their best-selling album, Silk and Steel. That songs like Can't Wait Another Minute. That came out in April 1986. Great record. Excellent. Yep, this is great. This is a great group. Simple, Find the Time, Rain or Shine, If I Say Yes, The Album I Like, The Slightest Touch, Are You Man Enough? It makes so many hits, and this album produced 6 UK top 15 hit singles and 3 US R&B hits. Are You Man Enough? I don't know if that was a hit. That was on here. Yeah, Silk and Steel, man. It was ranked as the 4th best album of 1986. So they was definitely didn't have no sophomore jinx. The album was #1, sold 1.2 million copies in UK, triple platinum in '87. Rain or Shine gave the group the highest ever UK chart position, peaking at #2. And If I Say Yes was a final entry in the US Hot 100. So the group was just, everything they touched was turning to gold. Then they come out with Between the Lines, their third album. They reached #7 in the UK, was another bestseller, but sales did not match their previous success, unfortunately. Maybe because it changed, the music was changing, who knows. Between the Lines. Whenever You're Ready, Strong and Still, Somewhere, Somebody. Now, this album didn't sell well. It didn't. It spent only 2 weeks in the top 10. 17 weeks in the UK albums chart altogether. Certified platinum, over 300,000 copies by summer 1988. Whenever You're Ready. Stuff like that. It was it was a great run that they had, but it seemed like things started to fade once they got to their third album. Then in '88, the group attempted to change their clean-cut image to a more adult-oriented, leather-clad look, matched with a slightly harder edge damp sound. So Leon Silvers III produced a single called Another Weekend in the UK, Rock the World. So they started to change their look. Rock the World, their 4th album. In '88, it reached #17 on the UK charts. It was the group's last album of original material to chart in the UK. Although 2 greatest hits calculations were charted in 1989 and 2019, respectively. It seemed like this was like the beginning of the end, in a sense. It was. Because you look at it, the 2 singles from the album were UK top 30 hits, Another Weekend, Rockin' the World. Two further singles from the album, There's a Brand New World and Let Me Be Yours, it failed to reach the top 40. Following its release, the album was awarded a silver disc for selling more than 60,000 copies in the UK. There's a Brand New World reached number 61 at UK singles chart. The group adopted a new image for the release of the album, mimicking the leather-clad look from Michael Jackson's Bad that was released in 1987. So they try to be like Michael Jackson for his, the outfits that he wore on the cover. The leather jacket, leather outfit. Right, so yeah, they started to fade away once they got like towards the end of the 80s, man. Into the 90s, it just wasn't the same. It wasn't the same group. Things started to really change for the group. 1990s come around, they make an album called FiveStar. Again, it was not a commercial success. That's what I'm talking about. Like the late 80s, they were doing their thing, but then they just faded away once they got towards the end of the 80s into the 90s. It was never the same. Epic Records dropped the group after they reached their sixth album, Shine, in 1991. Yeah, everything just fell apart. They came back in 2001 with Funkified. It was went 99 on the charts, hot R&B charts. It was not a success. They wasn't as successful as they was in the 80s. But that's what I'm talking about. That's why I wanted to do this, look at this group, how great they were, because they were one of the all-time great groups, underrated groups. But they just didn't do it for a long period of time. British R&B group doing their thing, having a lot of success. They made a lot of hits, man. You have 4 top 20 albums and 15 top 40 singles and all these top 10 hits. You're definitely making your mark. That's from like 85, 87. But once like 88 came, it wasn't the same. So I just want to do a brief look at this group. Tomorrow I'll be doing part 2 of the rise and fall. The rise and fall of the British Black R&B groups. Next will be Loose Ends. They were a great group. They had a great run. But things just tailed off, unfortunately, into the 90s and all that. They were doing their thing in the 80s. So that'll be it for that. This is part 1 of the 3-part series that I'm going to be doing from today, tomorrow, and Thursday. And it's about the Black British groups, the R&B groups, the Black British R&B groups, the rise and fall of these groups, because they did have a rise and a fall. And definitely FiveStar definitely represents this category, unfortunately. So subscribe to the channel, hit the like button whenever you get a chance to watch the video. Best yet to come. The channel's growing. It's at 458. So looking forward to continuing to give you great content. 458 subscribers, man. Only 42 subscribers away from 500. So continue to support the channel whenever you get a chance to do so. So until then, talk to you tomorrow. More content coming tomorrow. Stay tuned. Have a good night.